Outlaw, Mudshow, drive-in.
Um, one other person I want to talk about is yup, Noam Dar. Um, like every single time, like every single time that music kicks in, doesn't matter if it's the Supernova Sessions music, or his actual theme music. Like you're gonna get an entertaining segment, and I love that whole yup part that introduces the Supernova Sessions, because it doesn't really fit, but it fits him because of how odd that character is.
Yeah, because
and how like easy the character is.
I mean, let's not like if you remember like when we used to like do the whole like announcing texts thing. It's gonna be hard to
Yes.
explain this to our listener. I always did the whole like Noam Dar Douchebag. Anyway, because he is so good at and to the point that people actually thought that I hated the guy legit, but it's the idea that his character is a douchebag and he is so good at projecting that. And it's not like a douchebag that you hate; it's a douchebag that you love watching and seeing how douchey he can.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. Like, you see him get punched. He's the type of guy that he gets up and he'll like hold his face and he'll kind of have like a whiny sound.
Yeah.
But like he almost seems like the kid, like a kid who's messing with people. Then you finally see him get like slapped or something in a movie, and then he doesn't do anything to retaliate. He just kind of is like, I'm just going to tell my mom, or I'm just going to tell my dad, and just kind of runs off. That's basically what Noam Dar is. And now that he has a second, it's even better. Like, yes, it's like AJ Styles, Brian Omos. Oh, I knew AJ Styles didn't need a second. AJ Styles had been a world champion a bunch of times already.
Yeah.
Luckily, that team is working out great because AJ knows how to adjust with people. But Noam Dar having a second is perfect because he has somebody to bounce off of.
Yeah, exactly. Having someone to play off, like to do those like instead of like being a one-man show, now it's like an Abbott and Costello type of thing where he throws the joke, it comes back to him, and Samuels is actually perfect as a lackey type of thing. Like I think Sha Samuels has been doing this like shtick of like of sort of like being a comedy act but still a threat type of type of character for a long time. And if I remember the first time I saw Shaw Samuels, do you guys remember when they tried to revive the World of Sport brand?
Yes.
And
yes.
And he was like one of Mastiff's two lackeys. I can't remember who the other guy was. And he was wearing those suspenders, and you're like, oh man, this guy's like such an over the top like character. Yeah. He looked like one of the like he reminded me of. Remember that in the movie Ready to Rumble when they were recruiting people to be in the King's Court?
Yeah.
That's what Shaw Samuels looked like back. But like
him,
yeah, him coming back because he had the the tights all the way up to this gel like Clint Eastwood, and now that he's like he's grittier, he's still like he has a more serious look, but he still has the goofy side, but he's now like pissed off goofy. He's not happy-go-lucky goofy.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad that the Dudes of Attitudes told aired last week, because on that they were talking about Shawn Michaels hosting Heartbreak Hotel with Diesel just kind of standing there, kind of have that dynamic, except now Samuels actually talks more than Diesel did, and Noam Dar is having one of the best talk show segments in wrestling in a long time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ding Dong Hello is great because of Bailey, but the guest interactions aren't always the best. It's usually Bailey that is carrying the entire episode. Whereas like on the Supernova Sessions,
yeah, it's a legit talk show, and he still puts and he puts himself still over, but it can focus on other people as well, like when he did it with Gallus, or when
That one with Gallus was great. When Gallus just straight up stole his seat, and they made him sit on the folding chair.
And him like being a punk, like
Yeah.
what you gonna do? Are you gonna fight Dallas Gallus? He's gonna go like he was. But like the
and
one
then
with
like this past week, or like he brought up the name change with Ben Carter. He was just like he's like, oh, this is
Ben
my first
Carter.
time guest.
Oh god. And he was like,
we
this
don't do repeats.
That was so good. And
And one of my favorite lines with him was actually when Ben Carter was first on, and he had the thing with Jordan Devlin, and he's just
he got
standing
his
there.
title shot, yeah.
He's like, oh, I didn't get one.
Yeah, like he said, he said, I don't have one. Like, I've been here for so long and I didn't get. Like, he is so underrated and like how good he is backstage there. Like, if you remember in 205 Live when he was, he did this thing where he was like doing a backstage and he said he was in France or Cancun or something. Yeah, he's not there. And then who was it that came up to him?
I say
Brian,
Ali or Alexander.
No, I think it was Brian, right? God, I can't believe I hate myself so much for blanking this name right now. Brian, Spanky. Who? What was his name? Brian what?
Oh, Brian Kendrick.
Brian Kendrick. Yes. Oh my God. How did I freeze this? Anyway, Brian Kendrick came
When
up
you,
to.
I was like, Daniel Bryan was on an episode of 205.
No, he called the CWC, but that's another episode.
The only other one I remember him being on was when he introduced Drake Maverick.
Yeah. But like no, Brian Kendrick, like he was saying, I'm in R2, I'm in R2 Cancun, something, recuperating, and Brian Kendrick just walks to him and he says, "What are you doing here in Cancun?" He's like, and he's giving him this like iMessage, like I'm telling people I'm there, play along. And Kendrick is like so smooth. He's like, "Oh yeah, yes, we're here in Cancun. I gotta go back now. I gotta go because I have my match back in the States right now." And but he is one of the more entertaining villains that you could find.
Yeah.
He's like, and he's good in the ring. I mean, like it's like people
He's great in
overlook.
the ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people overlook that he's good in the ring because he has like such an outlandish, over the top character. But
two examples with that, both within the past month. Him versus Tyler Bate in the Heritage Rules match, and then, my opinion, the probably the best non-title tag team match. I'm gonna say best straight up regular rules on title tag team match with him and Samuels versus Mustache Mountain a couple weeks ago. Match told a story. It felt like your traditional tag team action. It was great. He's one guy. I tend to champion a lot of the original 205 Cruiserweight Classic guys. I've always been championing like Lucha House Party to win the tag titles. I've always been championing for Ali to win US, the IC, the Universal, the W champion, anything for Ali. I want Noam Dar to win title. It's like, and on UK, it fits for him perfectly. Like, he can go to the States and win the Cruiserweight title. Him and Samuels can win the tag titles. I would love for them to win the tag titles.
the Dar and Samuels tag titles, that would be good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Them being the cocky chicken shit Heritage Rules champion would work.
Mm-hmm.
I just want Noam Dar to have a title at least once. He's been with the company for 5 years. He deserves it. I think the tag titles are the way to go for him right now. Because he probably won't be off of Pretty Deadly unless it's like a triple threat or a four-way.
Like because he's like, he has an I think a British rules, or like the British rules match next week, right? Or is it?
Yes.
versus Nathan Fraser. So he might still be in that arena for a while for the Heritage Cup before they
Yeah.
move him up. Before they move him to tag team. Thank you for joining us on the Outlaw Mudshow Drive-In. If you liked that video, please click like and subscribe to our channel for more content from the Drive-In. For full episodes of our podcast, you may look us up on Anchor, Spotify, or wherever your favorite podcasts are available. Just search for Outlaw Mudshow Drive-In. And if it's not too much trouble, would you help us out here? Spread the word, share. We would really appreciate it. Thank you. We love you. Bye.